Oh, it seemed like, do you hear me in my microphone? I hope so. It's going well. Wait. Yeah. Okay. So this is a meeting. What is going nowhere? It is not a teaching. This is not a teaching. This is not learning something, about getting rid of the me. This is also not about understanding. So there can be talking and there can be an understanding or being clear about what's being said. But really, it's about something underneath, which is already there. That's the joy of this, is that there's nowhere to go. That there's no need to do anything different, to change. It's already everything what's happening. It's everything, the way the moving is happening, the voice, how the face is looking, how everything is going on. That's what it is. It's not about saying that to yourself. I hear a lot of people, or some people they say to themselves, yeah, that's what it is, or it's just what's happening. When there's talking in the meeting, there's maybe saying something about it's what's happening, but it isn't meant that it's a new concept that you say to yourself, oh, it's just what's happening when there's something going on. That's a new concept. There's only sound, there's a voice, there's the floor, there's talking, and nothing has any meaning. This is so simple. This is so ordinary and normal. It's new, and it's every time it's just this. It's already what's going on. So there's nowhere to go. When there's me, there's living in time and distance and space. It seems like everything is real. Everything is real and solid, and everything is happening to me. And then there's this talking, saying, no, there's no one. There's no one. So nothing is happening to you. It's what is happening. It's not happening to no one. But no one seems to be another thing. When there's an understanding, then there's this body and there's no one. But it's not even, how can you say, it's just Rose. There's no Rose. There's nothing going on, like there's a continuation, because when there's no time, there's also no continuation or development. That's huge, because everything is in time, it's a development, and it's going better or worse. And this talking about, no, there's no right and wrong. It's what it is. It's pain or table or smelling something. It's going nowhere. It is. And when there's me and I'm here and this is my life and this is my body and I have to take care of myself and of other people maybe who are around, there are a lot of concepts and ideas and beliefs about what's going on. This is about the loss of everything, the loss of all those beliefs, all those concepts. There's only table. It's so tiny and so normal and so without any meaning, without any purpose. Only what it is, not even knowing what it is. It's what it is. A cup of tea, drinking. It's that. And I can be living in the story, but everything is empty. It's an appearance of things, streets, bodies, feelings, but nothing is real. That's crazy, because when there's normal and going into a story, everything seems so real and solid and really happening. Maybe there's an understanding it's not happening to me, but circumstances seem so real. And hearing nothing is real, it's completely something else. It's completely out of the story. It has nothing to do with the story. when there's I am here, and that feeling is there, or that embodied belief is there. There's also looking for something that to live your life, because there's somewhere a feeling of something is going wrong, there's something missing, there's not this is not enough, I'm not feeling satisfied, it should be better, like that, or comparing with others and think like, oh, I want that. So the free will seems to be very important to make your life work, free will and choice. And then there's hearing, no, there's no one. So there's also no free will and choice. That can sound awful, because when there's no free will, then there's no ability to change circumstances, and they seem to be wrong or not nice or awful or all that. Or there's also no hope then. And that seems also awful, because we have a lot of investment in hope, and maybe later on it will be better. The strange thing is, when there's that feeling of there's something wrong and there's a story, that's the suffering, not that what is happening, that what's happening without meaning, without any any purpose or knowing, is what it is. A sound, a feeling, can be pain, but when there's nothing going on trying to change it, it's what it is. And it comes and goes, and then there's something else, and it's changing. Nothing is sticky. And when there's me, everything is going on like, I'm here, and what can I do about this, and how can I change that? There's no one. So there's also nowhere to go. Nothing needs to change. It's already this. It doesn't mean it's nice. This is not talking about a better life or being more comfortable. It's only a sharing of saying, oh, it's what it is. Pain, a feeling, anger. And it's already, there's no need to look for it. There's no need to lose the me, because it's already, the me is a construct. It's not real. When there's suddenly the brain can abstract, and there seems to be over there and over here. It's a construct. There's no over there. There's what is. So there can be questions about it, or maybe we can talk about it, or anything can be said. Please do if there are questions. There can be any questions. If there are questions in the story, or maybe some things you believe in, you can say it, and we'll see what's happening. So if you want to say something, you can unmute yourself, or maybe you want to write it down, type it.
Hello, Rose, it's Christiane.
Hi, Christian. Hello.
Hello. So, what I like about love, this message, it's that nothing is story,
Mm,
nothing appearing as story.
mm.
So I feel relieved about that, and
Ah,
not less trying to change, because when the story, my story appear like pain, uh, it's uh, it's like that. And if I make a story about the pain, it's also what's appearing. There's nothing to change about the story. Is
mm.
it that?
No, this you can't. But yeah, it seems like when there's a belief in a free will, then it's also seeing or experiencing that you can change the story.
Yeah.
But it's changing by itself. But it feels like you do it.
Yes,
It's also
changing by itself. Yes, yes.
there's a change always. There's changing, but on top of that, that me is so quick and seems like, oh, I did that, or that's because of me, or all that. It's an it's on top of what's going on.
But what's I put myself about the change. I and that's when I'm putting myself above.
Mm.
It's nothing to. It's
Yeah, of course. No,
okay.
it's nothing. Well, it's an appearance of things and what seems to go, but there's
Yes.
nothing happening. There's only
Yes.
nothing. But
Oh,
in the same time, it's an appearance of streets and
yeah.
feelings and all that.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
both. It's both. It's
Right.
strange because it's also the appearance is not real. So there's nothing happening, and it's an appearance of pain. So that's how can you imagine that? Sometimes it's suddenly like, oh, it's like that, but you can't. I can't say how that is. I don't know how to say that.
Ah, it's wonderful. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love.
Mm,
Thanks.
thanks. Mm. The strange thing is, in a way, it's strange. There's nothing happening. There's just nothing, and in the same time, it's an appearance of everything. So, and everything is full on, but it's empty. How can you explain that? It's amazing. It's full on. It's sensed like it's intense. Can be very intense. A feeling of pain or anger or cold or the floor. It's not only a feeling because that seems to be going about me or you, but it's everything is that it's light or it's dark or it's intense. It can be very subtle and very strong. And also when there's no one, there's no escape. So it's that full on and that full on and that full on, and then it's tiny and strong and different, and the table, so it's not always feelings or things like that. It's a lot of times it's no feeling, or there's a smell at the table. It's just like that, and it's full on and no escape. And me, like that whole construct of me, is a lot of about behaving, and you should do this and you should do that, and I want to be like this, because there's a huge drive not to feel awful, not to feel pain, and to feel comfortable or nice. So there's always a trying to escape from pain or anger or all those feelings, and that moving like everything is going in towards feeling happy. It seems like that's the goal of something like of the goal of life, the purpose of life. And this is completely different because it's saying no, it's everything full on, like it is. Pain can be very strong, and in the same time it's an appearance. How can you feel that? I don't know, but it's being felt. It's there. Yeah. Yeah. And knowing is can be there. It's like the table. There's no difference, and well, it has no importance at all. Nothing is important. Nothing. Also, the story isn't important. Knowing anything. It's only what it is, without any meaning or importance. And then there's something else. A cup of tea. When there's me, there's always that awareness, that too, like looking at yourself, feeling like I'm able to look at myself and to be busy how to change with thoughts, how to change, what can I do, and being busy with what's going on, how do I feel, did I eat the right thing, maybe I feel not right because I did something wrong. No, endless being busy with me, what's going on with me. And that's the suffering, because there's a lot of questions and not being sure, and no, a lot of suffering in that way. And this has nothing to do with it, because when there's no me, there's also no awareness. So that whole looking at yourself and noticing what's going on and being busy with that is also gone. It's very simple, like little children, just walking, sitting, watching television, anything. Yeah. And also the table. So it's not about rows. Life is not about individuals. There are no individuals. That seems like, because we assume that there's this body that's always there, the body, and maybe after 80 years or something like that, it will die. It was never born, and it will never die, because there's no life of Rose. There's only what is happening. That knocks the whole story down. That's something. Can be something. But at the same time, everything goes on. So it's no big deal. Yeah.
Yes, Rose, but I'm
Hmm.
surprised that nothing is meaning. Nothing
Mm,
is me. Nothing
yeah.
me.
But
It's a time.
me, it's not a whole structure that how it, because we can abstract and it's a lot of things. It's also it's thoughts. It can be thoughts. And in the story, when there's me in the story, there can be an explaining about what that it's about behavior, and it's about that, and it's about thinking you have to change. But in another way, it's only thoughts or
Mm.
a feeling or that. So there's no story at all. So in that way,
Wait, wait, wait.
there's no me. It's not there. It's already not there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only in the story there's me, because otherwise that's it's not possible.
Mm.
And me is it's a construct. It's like the whole idea that it's an embodied belief, you could say, belief. It's surviving, trying to survive, because it's so strong belief that I'm here, and it's like it's like this, and I'm here, and I'm feeling this is me, and I had that gives some tense feeling, can be feeling like that's me and I'm here and all that. And there's a lot of things going on how to behave in that, because we have to feel good. I want to feel good. So what's the best way to deal with things? And there's a learning of that. But in all in the story, of course. But the funny thing is, when me is gone, that whole thing is it's just empty. Then the story goes on, but it's empty. So they're still um, doing things and planning and going to the doctor or things like that. But it's empty, so it's not that
Mm.
serious. It's in a
Yeah.
way it's free in that way.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Mm. It's so ordinary and so normal and so already what it is. So the looking for something else obscures what it is. And it's that embodied belief, and that so can be so strong that it can't be this. I should have done this and all that. That can be so strong. It's not even noticed because that's so seems the normal way. And hearing that it's everything what's going on already, how everything is looking, how it's going, it can't be it can't be wrong. It's life. It's everything is life, and that's that's what's going on. And there's no one in it doing things. You think that's because of me? No, there's no one. So you can't do something wrong because there's already no one. That's the joy also. And there's somebody writing down, I have realized no story happened, but these stories are still running and imagine something is going on outside. Is this an old habit of abstract thinking and it will disappear? Or do you also have this imagining? But the story still goes on, and they're looking and they're saying to somebody, yeah, there's a garden outside. That's still the brain, the abstract brain still working. So it's still going on. But there's no meaning in it. Well, and that doesn't matter what is happening. It's everything. So that whole thing, me is more that whole thing that it should be different and there's something wrong and all that. That's gone. But the story, everything's there's still that moving, and then at 7 o'clock in Amsterdam, doing the computer and all that is still going on. So the abstract, there's still something like, oh, there behind that wall, there's something going on. That's still going. That's still there. Well, there's no importance in anything. It's more that. Yeah. And when there's something happened, it's doesn't stick. It's just very quickly it's gone. It's forgotten, can say, or it's just gone. That's normal. It's very that's the normal way. And what me does is taking it home and being busy with that and trying to work it out or think about it and all that, and then it makes it even more solid and real and like a problem. That ability to do something with it is gone, but everything is still going. And it can be a remembering. How was it? Yes, yeah. Last time you talked about what your mother did, and how is it now? Things like that. Well, it can happen. Yeah, it's very normal. Nothing in that way. Nothing changes, but there's no investment in the story. Something like that. Mm.
Roos, but it feels like that sometimes there can be a shift between so yeah, let's say it when there is this me energy, or it's yeah, it seems to be from another how shall I call it?
Yeah, the investment when maybe the seriousness and the investment, and when that's going on, it's on top of what's happening. There's something happening on top of it's really taken home, and that investment or that energy, you could say, can be me. Yeah, in the
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it seems that in these meetings, or when I call you or Tony,
Mm.
then there is a kind of a shift
Mm. Yeah.
in
Mm. Yeah, because there's nothing going on like taking the story serious or something like that.
yeah,
That's all, that's cut. So, and then when there's no story, then suddenly the problem is also not there. It can go very quickly, because when there's an opening, it's like what what I remember, like saying we were in the and suddenly I was something like the 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 something on the table or something like that, and then suddenly it was like, oh, and then it's the whole thing was gone. So that's, and normally that can happen too, because when there's really into the story and suddenly the telephone is ringing, that the whole story is gone. So it seems very solid and real, and then it's like this and it's gone. So it's yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that. And then when in these meetings, that's, I think it's even stronger, because there's no investment in all that or being busy with all those stories. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I see here that
Mm.
sometimes um, no, I don't want to share it now. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But Rose, Rose,
Yeah.
that stickiness, the stick
Mm.
to take it home, it's also what it is. It's also nothing. It's
Yeah,
also
of course. It's also nothing. But in the same time, it can feel like "Arr." That
yeah,
too, of course. It's nothing. But saying that to yourself, it's a bit like strange.
yeah,
Hearing this in these meetings, I think that's what's going on. But
yeah,
what can happen that people, not especially you, but that people say like, oh, that feels so, oh, but it's also nothing. And but
yeah,
it doesn't feel like nothing. So that's
yeah,
also there. So that's what I mean. It can be an escape to say that, but it can also be like, oh, suddenly it's like, yeah, that's also nothing. Ah, that's something else. What I, yeah, hmm, yeah,
I-
yeah.
yes.
Mm. Helia. What I read about it, imagining, maybe, I don't know if you mean that, but what can go on is when there's something happened and they're busy with what there's, oh, what's going on there, and maybe can do this and all that, can be, that being busy with that or daydreaming, all that, that's not so much going on anymore. No. But when it does, it can be, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. That's strange, because nothing, not saying that to yourself, that's something else, because then it becomes a new concept. But really, nothing matters. If there's imagining things or being busy with yourself all day, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's the main thing about what's me doing. Me is always busy with, oh, it should be different. Oh, I'm not satisfied. Oh, I did something wrong. Or maybe it could be better in that one or all that. And then hearing there's nowhere to go and nothing is wrong. It's what it is already. It's like, oh, that takes away that whole energy about trying to change. Can take away.
Hey, Rose.
Hello. Hi.
So it's funny. I got a little bit sick under the weather, so I told my mom that I'm not feeling well, and she said, "Well, you should come upstairs and take some of the supplements I have." And I said, "No, it's okay. I think it's gonna be fine. It's it'll take care of itself." She goes, "No, but you need to help the body speed up the process." And I just started to laugh because it's so like how we all think, right? It's so innocent because that's like like you think that's the norm, but I really kind of doubt that the body needs any sort of help. Although you can be, you can.
That can be taking supplements or not.
Yeah.
You don't know because there's no choice. That's funny. That maybe they're saying no, thank you, or maybe the next day it's saying yeah, thank you. I would like. There's no choice. That's strange because we're so into then there's no one, so I don't need to take care of the body anymore because it takes care of itself. No, it's not even that because that's a new way of taking it home. It's like there's no one doing anything or not choosing anything even. So there can be any answer, and it can be one day different as the other day. You don't know.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. That's the chaotic. It's in a way it's chaotic and not really logic. Maybe also can be.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah, that can be funny. Yeah, but that's the fun. It doesn't matter what it is because it's not nothing is real. So it can't go wrong. That doesn't mean it can feel like that, and maybe there's having an accident or something like that. That's what can happen. But nothing is wrong. That's strange. That's on top of what's happening. Then there's that idea of that this is right, this is wrong. It shouldn't be happening. It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also interesting about this communication how so different people hear it differently,
Yeah.
because there's no more listening to anything else other than this communication, and it's actually nothing else makes sense other than this communication, whereas I get it for most it's actually the not the norm. And
Yeah.
I sent this to my mom's friend who I'd said Jim's talk in Moscow because I figured, hey, there's a Russian translation. It might be easier, right, to understand
Uh-huh.
the words. And
Yeah.
she she said, "Why are you sending this to me? This guy thinks he's a demigod." Oh my god!
Yeah. Okay.
It's so
Oh
funny.
God.
It's like the
Yeah.
person is telling you there's nobody there, and you hear that he's a demigod. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, but that's how it's going. And even in the
Wow.
meetings, it's understood in a certain way. You can't do differently. There's also some
Yeah,
color going on. Yeah. Yeah.
it's pretty great. Such a
Yeah.
wide array of reaction that comes from that. It's very interesting.
Yeah. 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 It's nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. There's so many people also underneath the videos. I put them on YouTube, and underneath that, there's a lot of people knowing what I mean. And I'm like, oh, no, it's not what have been saying. But yeah, I'm not bothering with all the discussions with that. But there's so many ideas about what being understood, what I mean by what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's very complicated. Mm.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have an issue with like, so that's what you're saying, and you're like, that's
Oh,
not.
yeah.
I'm not saying that, and they're like,
Mm.
what?
Yeah. And it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It's also in the meetings. That's when there's talking, then it's different than when it's writing down because then it seems so solid and like that. And then
And
there
yeah.
can be a discussion, and I don't care about the discussion because in there can be there can be understanding something else, but in the talking there can be hearing something else, or there's something going on underneath. It's more about that. It's not important what's being said. I don't care. There can be saying something, It's underneath there's something else going on in this meeting. There's nothing wrong or right, and there's no answer. You can say that, or there's a sense of that, and that sense, that's more where it's about. But you can't say that. That's, how can you write that down? No.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter. Then there's a disagreement. Yeah. I don't care. But when there's people coming in the meeting and they don't agree, I love that, because then we're going to talk, and there can be maybe a fire of that. That's great. I love that. Yeah. And this is not going about, I want to, that all people, everyone is agreeing with this. No, it's not at all about that. It's a sharing of it's very literally this. And when somebody think it's different, then you think it's different. That can be. Yeah, of course. That's the uniqueness of everybody's different. Yeah.
Ben jij nou co-host?
There's something. I'm sorry. There's something going wrong with the internet. Why? Yeah, I ook.
On my screen, Rose, it said you are now the host.
I am the host. Yeah.
Yeah, so it flashed, so it seemed as if somebody else was temporarily the host.
Oh. Oh my God, that's something. Wait, I have to get. Oh yeah, there's everybody. Where again? Oh, okay. And then John.
You're twice in it.
I'm twice. I'm twice in it. Really? Oh yeah, that's there. Oh yeah. Okay, there's
I tried
another
to
one.
delete you.
Or
There's
other one is using your name.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I had that before, and then suddenly it disappears. I hope. Or it doesn't matter, so no? Oh, it's gone. I'm gone!
Yes.
Yeah!
Yeah, you're gone.
Oh, what is going on here? Wow. And John, I have to, wait, I have to,
Co-host.
oh, go to co-host. Oh, wait. Oh, you're co-host. No, you're co-host. It's still there. Okay. God.
I'm the
Yeah, yeah, you're the
co-host.
co-host. Oh, and the sound, is that sound good now? I hope so.
Yes, it's
Hmm.
good.
Yeah?
Let
Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. I see you. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm.
Rose, I don't have much to say, but I wanted to just give a thank you that I always get excited about hearing this message and coming to the meetings. I get it,
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
always exciting.
Oh, wow. That's great. Thank you. That's nice to hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
This message is amazing. This is so stunning. Yeah.
it does feel stunning. I mean, I don't quite feel like I see through see through it, but just hearing it feels stunning.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. And it's so stunning because it's so simple. It's not that complication of all that trying and all that homework and understanding and all that. It's so simple, and maybe there's not an understanding or not really knowing where it's about. Of some, there can be a sense, but still that me is going on. But in the same time, it doesn't matter, and that's also great. Great that it's already everything. So when there's that feeling that I'm still here and that's going on, and it doesn't matter, that's already like, how can it be? Because when there's a feeling of frustration maybe or something, that frustration, that sensation is it. So you can't miss it. You can't miss what's going on. It's everything. So that frustrate, and then that frustrate or a lot of thought, then those thoughts are it. So there's there's no escape in that way. You can't miss it. You can't get out of it. There's nothing wrong with anything. There can be any feeling or ideas, of course.
Yeah, and it seems like the hearing of it, it's constantly fresh.
Ah, yeah, yeah, it is.
Like even the same words, they don't get old.
No, that's true. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's nice said. Nicely said. Yeah, that's true. It is new. It is new. How can it be the same? Because it's the way it's being said, it's always different. How can you even think that everything is the same? But it's so the normal way. That street or that table, nothing is the same. It's new. It's new. It's the light and everything is different. It's just it can't be the same. And it wasn't there before. Also, like it wasn't there before. No, it's this and this, and that there's no before and no after. So it's that, well, it's everything. So it doesn't, you don't have to look for it or be in the now or things like that. It's that feeling or that it's, there's no need to follow it or you can't. There's no one doing that. It's going by itself. There's so much to say and it's endless. Hmm.
Rose, I have a question that I don't really know how to ask.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's appearances, there seem to be appearances. Yeah.
Mm,
And
yeah.
there's no perceiver,
Mm-hmm.
but there seems to be a perception of appearances.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And you talk about
How
that
does,
some.
yeah, how that we're so into like I'm seeing what's going on. I'm seeing the table of I'm seeing that. What seeing is happening and on top of
This is
that,
the
then there's I'm seeing that. And that's
makes
when it's
perfect
so
sense.
normal, then it's like so
Mm.
there's a receiver and it's always two. So that's the normal way. And we cannot imagine that there's only walling. It's there's no one looking at it. It's walling. Yeah. How can you explain that? It's suddenly like, oh, it's walling. It's there's nobody looking. It's no receiver. It's that. Well, it's it's not something you can I cannot explain that. I don't know how to explain that.
Well, my friend Rose said something about this is all there is.
Mm,
Like behind me doesn't exist if I can't see it.
mm. Yeah. So it's only
So
that.
wall
Yeah.
isn't walling unless I'm looking at the wall.
No, it has nothing to do with you. That's what normally, that's a lot of people who were into awareness and things like that. They're thinking like it's about when there's looking, then there's he is there, and when there's no looking, it's not there, or I don't know all that. It's has nothing to do with me or you. It's that it's wall. There's walling, yeah, yeah. But so what? Also. Hmm. Don't work it out. You can't work it out. And then they're trying to share it, or trying to share how that works or how that is already complicated. It suddenly can be, oh, it's the wall, and it's walling, there's nobody looking at it. It's just what, how can you explain? And it's about loss. When there's a loss of that idea that I'm looking at it, then it's suddenly there. And when that idea there is that belief and I'm looking at it, then there's a lot of thinking about what's going on and trying to explain it, or that a lot of people are very good in explaining things. But it's a loss of the feeling of that belief that there's someone looking. And suddenly it's only walling. It's what also is when there's walling, it's not over there, something like that. There's no distance. So when there's the wall and it's everything. So it's not over there and I'm looking at the wall. It's everything. So it's how can you say? It's I don't know how to say it, but it's much more intense or intimate. The wall. The wall. It's like, it's the wall. It's God. It's that intimacy. That's what we're looking for. And it doesn't matter if it's the wall or sometimes it's the sound, and it's that sound, and that's everything. So there's nothing else. It's no escape. There's no story. It's that. So that's stunning. That's so full on. That's what it is. And then talking about who is seeing that, I don't care who's seeing it. It's already, wow, that's stunning. That's nothing going on about it.
Yep. That's part of the wonder of it, that it's not for anyone. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
And when it's for, if there's someone, there's a difference that there of a distance, and that's what that feels like. There's something missing. I'm not. It's not enough, because there's always that longing for one. There's no distance. There's no two, like saying that, and then when it's full on, it's like God. It's you can't even imagine how full on that is. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Share. What would you
Yeah,
want?
well, nice to see you after a long time. You know about the looking,
Yeah.
I mean, there is no way I can look at that anything without the knowledge I have of that.
Yeah. Can be. Yeah.
Otherwise, there cannot be a looking. So there is no different, as you said, that there is no distance. Distance is my looking, because I have a knowledge of that. Otherwise, there is no way I
Yeah.
look at anything.
What normally it's looking at the wall, let's say the wall, looking at the wall and then knowing, yeah, that's the wall and it's solid and all that. And then suddenly that whole duality, that whole me is gone. And then suddenly, like, the wall is, it's like, oh God,
There's no name.
amazing.
Yes.
There's no distance.
No
It's
name, no distance. No.
no.
No name, no distance. Yes. And
No.
then
Yeah.
about the longing, here is just on this side is very much longing, and
Yeah. Yeah.
longing is actually is not wanting, It's
Yeah. But yeah.
longing,
Yeah.
It's not wanting, It's just longing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. when there's I'm here and I'm seeing what's going on, then there's somewhere can be a feeling of missing or something not really, and there's a longing for maybe somewhere there's can be a sense of what it is, but it's looking for that. Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
I mean, this message, after this message, here
Yeah.
in this site is just longing,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
longing. But
Mm-hmm.
in the same time, I realize I understood that longing is not wanting, because longing is something that you cannot explain it,
Yeah. Yeah, that's something else. Are you sure? Sure. Yeah.
It's very difficult to explain longing. Wanting you can explain, I want that,
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but longing is it's just
Yeah.
things that you cannot
Mm.
I don't know, you cannot explain it. That's all. It's
Mm-hmm.
longing, and longing
Yeah.
is
You cannot
yeah,
say for what because that's
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks, Mary.
Yeah. Thank
Thanks, Russ. Thanks.
thank. Mm.
Was when you were talking to Iliana about the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just oneness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now it's so clear that okay, it's so clear that yeah,
Uh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Thank you, and thanks for
Yeah.
questioning, Iliana, because now it's
Yeah.
so clear. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Rose, when I was a child, I had the same. But then I was
Ah.
but then I was thinking the love is coming through the wall.
Ah.
And she is
The
coming through the wall. That's yeah.
the what? The loss
Yeah,
is.
the love. That's what yeah, or maybe I thought I don't know, but later
Yeah.
maybe later I thought the love is coming through the wall. So then there
The
are no
loss. What?
no the
I
love.
don't understand.
The energy of the love.
Love.
Yes. It's coming.
Love.
Yes, love. It's coming
Ah.
through the wall.
Ah. It is the wall.
It is the wall. Yes, yes. But now I understand. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. When it's wall, it is just wall. It's everything. It doesn't matter if you talk about wall or table or a body or a feeling. It's
Mm-hmm.
that. It's a sound. In that sound, it's full on. That sound. It's just. Oh, it's so. Can't even. It can be so overwhelming because when it's suddenly felt or seen or now it's there. How can you say it? Then it's can be overwhelming because it's wow.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's
Can be like
touching.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's so in the simple things. It's not in a special moment or all that what we're thinking. We're looking for some feelings or bliss or all that. It is just a wall. It's there. It's
Yeah.
already so close, so normal in that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. This is really a kind of aha. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rose, there's a question in the chat that I'm not sure you've answered. I can't remember you answering it.
Is there a question in the chat? No. Somebody was saying it's not a method. It's not a question. You see
The one
something else?
before, the one before
Oh,
that.
oh, I don't see it. Oh, when that whole thing collapsed, then the chats were
Okay.
gone. So I don't see that question.
It is fascinating how thoughts often find something wrong with how something looks or smells, and imagine how it will appear to others when there are no others. Has this fallen away for you?
Can you read it again? Sorry.
It is fascinating how thoughts often find something wrong with how something looks or smells, and imagine how it will appear to others when there are no others. Has this fallen away for you?
Oh, thank you for asking. No, there are no others, and there are no thoughts about right and wrong. There can be, it's empty, so there's not some, it's not so much going on. But it's not wrong. There can be seeing something and but there's nothing going on about it. I don't know. It's not coming. So those ideas like comparing and oh, that's just awful. What an awful color, or I don't know, all that. Amazing. I don't know how that disappeared, but it doesn't arise. No. No. And it's strange because before everything collapsed or everything was gone, I was busy with that all day. So strange. And when it's gone, you forget it was there. It's so normal not being busy with how something looks or awful or this is wrong, or some people say it's about how the clothes are, all that. How can you be busy with that? Well, there's so much going on. When there's that me going on, that it jumps on anything, and everybody is different. So sometimes it's on clothes, on work, on about how people are behaving. It's always different. When there's no me, that's gone. When that me construct, there's already no me, but that whole construct, that in that I'm here, the feeling I'm here and I'm living in the world, and then there is a coloring of what's going in what's going on. And when that construct, it can be less and less or something like that, not that strong anymore. Well, yeah, no, it's not there. That's the freedom, that there's nothing wrong or right. It's what it is. It can be saying like, oh God, that smell. Oh my God, what is that? That's something else. It's not wrong. No. How can we say it's wrong? It's amazing. It's more like how funny that is, that there's something right and something wrong. I think it's always about you. For it's when it feels good, then it's right, and feels not good, it's wrong, something like that. I don't know, or maybe there's a lot of ideas, but in the end it's about me feeling, wanting to feel good. Yeah. Or comparing, that's a lot. What me, when there's me, there's a lot of comparing going on, like I want to be like that, or that is wrong, that shouldn't be there, and it's always busy with other people or other behavior. I know people, there is no one, so there can be a behavior, yeah, can be like, what is there going on? Yeah, well, and then but it's empty, so what? Everything is going on. When there's meeting friends or people and there's talking, there's no non-duality talking, something like it's joining in. No, I don't like that either. Oh, that's awful. Like, oh yeah. Oh, you saw that? Oh my God. All that. Why not? And then it's empty. It's not serious, and then it's gone. So it's not a holy way of living. No. It's just everything goes on. Nothing is wrong. Also, gossiping can be there. So there's no way to get an image of what it should be like to that there's no me. You can't imagine that because there's a lot of ideas of how it will be. It's impossible to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but that talking was talking about a kind of a story that can also feel sticky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but it's more in that whole the way it's being talked. It's that can be any talking, but when it's sticky and serious and then it's something else. You can hear that in the tone or in that seriousness or something like that.
Another energy, yeah, it
Yeah,
feels
it's different.
different.
It
Yeah,
feels different. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
that's
yes.
true. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. There's no meaning in it or all that. And when there's me and there's really meaning, oh, it's awful that, and it's really, then it feels different.
Yeah,
You can hear yeah, you can hear
yeah,
the difference.
yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, then it can also feel that someone is telling the truth or something like that.
Mm,
And
I don't know.
when
Telling
someone is speaking from a kind of let's call it me energy, then it can feel
yeah,
that it's like
but when there's me going on, everything is about me. So when they're speaking in a not nice way, there can be a joy of just not speaking nice, but it's empty and it's nothing going on. But when there's me going on, there can be trying to be special or trying to. There's something else with that that you can hear, and then that's me doing because it's in the end it wants to feel good about himself or herself.
yeah.
So there can be putting down somebody else so you feel better about yourself or anything like that. That can't go on when there's no me. That doesn't go on. It's going nowhere. There's nothing in it. That's in that sense there's a really difference in that energy. There's nothing going on trying to put something down to feel better or something. All that. No, you can't because there's no one. So nothing busy with trying to feel good. It's lost. You can't even do that. I don't know how to do it. So that's free or empty or how can you say it? Yeah. And there's also no escape. So you can't blame anyone. You can't do anything to feel better. To sometimes it's going on about other people. Then it seems like there are other people, and then trying to feel better than to blame. And I don't know. There's so much going on when there's me and behaving in all kind of ways of behaving to feel better about yourself. And when that's all lost, there's only that so there's no ability to do something to feel better about yourself. That's gone. And when there's me, that there's only be busy with that of most of the time. Yeah. It's not wrong. There's also being busy trying to feel good about yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a difference.
Yeah, there is a difference. But I guess, I'm not sure, but I guess a lot of those behaviors has to do with a kind of feeling or image that I'm not good enough.
Yeah, sure. Sure. That's part of me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And there's a kind of knowing nothing is right or wrong,
Mm.
but this feeling of not
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
sometimes touched
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That's a really strong one.
yeah.
That's such so embodied feeling of, and there can be so many feelings about it. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it can disappear when there is already no one, of course, but this
Yeah, that
yeah.
feeling, yeah, that's so strange. That's I'm not good enough or all that. It's maybe that sometimes can be subtly there, but not really. No. Yeah, that's strange. And in the same times, it doesn't feel like a big deal. But it is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, of course.
So it can disappear, that feeling of not being good enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And that gives hope.
I hope so. That's what I hope. Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's in a way, it's a misunderstanding, but it's so embodied and there's so many, it's so deep in everything. It seems like it's coming up and it's so strong. So yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
It can in a second, it can it can be lost and it can go on. I don't know. That's energetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it can be lost for a while and and then suddenly it's there again. So
Mhm.
it's so you can't say anything about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm. But there's no one. When there's no one, who's there to feel good about himself? There's no one. So it's not only there's Rose and inside there's no one. There is the whole construct of Rose has a body and a life and all that. That whole thing is gone. So there's nothing left. There's that table and there's tabling, but that is not Rose seeing the table. There's tabling or walling. Rose is just not there. It's just nothing. So that's the difference. And when there's that huge, what most people have, that belief that this body is always there, and that there's a continuation, and I'm in this body, and that whole construct that in the same time, and that's the suffering also. When that construct is so embodied and real, then there's also that feeling there's something gone wrong, I'm not good enough, there's something missing, and there's everybody maybe has something different in that, but there's always some dissatisfaction of not being good enough and all that. And then, well, that whole there is no one, even the body isn't real. So it's such a construct, but it's so convincing, and there's so long being lived in that belief, and that seems so strong. And then suddenly it's there, oh, but that whole body isn't is not real. It's an appearance of maybe hands, but that doesn't mean that it's also the foot are also there. That's considering or thinking like, oh, when the hands are there, also the feet are there. No, there's hands. That's everything. That's everything. So it's not hands from a body or hands before the computer. No, they're hands, and that's everything. So it's full on. And then, whoa, there's hands. It's like babies just looking at hands like, oh, what is that? Whoa, and that's full on. Oh God, I gonna shout. It's full on. And then that's everything. So there's no one looking. That's lost. It's only that or something else. It's full on, and that's everything. So there's no place, you could say, no place for someone or it's just gone. It's an unbelief which can happen because people can abstract and can think about, oh, I'm seeing this body, so oh, there should be someone in it because it's moving. Oh, maybe I can do that. Oh, this because of me that I'm moving and all that. No, it's a bit simple. Well, it's all that. It's a construct because we can abstract and we can think about what's going on. But it's only abstracting. It doesn't mean it's really working. It doesn't work at all. There's the whole belief about free will and choice. There's no free will and choice. We're so convinced that because of us, there things are happening. There is no us. It's going by itself already. Never has been different. And that's unconditional love. Walling, handling, or everything. Not for anyone. No. What it is. It has nothing to do with behavior, how you sit, how anything is going. It's everything. It's that car like that, and it is that the shouting. It's that. It's just on. It's that's full on shouting. There's no story. There is no story. And at the same time, there's walking and all that. Mm. Oh, there's another chat. Can you please elaborate on what you mean by empty? Even the handing is empty. Meaning everything is empty. It's an appearance. Everything is an appearance. So when there's a hand, it's an appearance. So it's not solid. How can you say it? Everything is full. It's like hand, but it's also empty in the same time. So it's saying full and empty, or it's everything, and it's also nothing. For me, it's like it's that you can say everything and nothing. For me, it's more like it's full on, and it's also empty. So it's felt in some way, or it's seen, or it's smelled, and at the same time, it's empty. It's not there. Whoa, that's without any meaning. There's no meaning in anything. But it's more like full on, and in the same time, oh, it's empty. That's the freedom. Thank you, everybody. Normally I'm doing something, but I'm gonna stop the recording.